Good evening, everybody, and welcome to yet another of the Lookouts online video chat discussions. Today, I have yet again Ivan with me and Andrea on the other side. People say hi.
Hi guys.
Hi.
Hi guys.
So,
So, yeah, today we're gonna discuss an interesting deck list that our very own homebrewed Ivan made. He ended up being in top four, actually the fourth place on one of the Cardmarket's online tournament series. I believe that was the 19th, if I'm not mistaken,
The one on
this
Saturday.
Saturday. So we're gonna go a bit through your process about your experience. I also played on the tournament on Saturday and Sunday this weekend, but everybody is surely more interested in what Evans got in store for us. But first, take a look at a few words about our sponsor, Cardmarket.
Cardmarket is Europe's largest platform for all TCGs. Always find the right cards by buying and selling them across Europe with other players and collectors. Be it singles, boosters, booster boxes, or any other accessories, you name it. Cardmarket is the place to get them safely, securely, and readily available.
So we're back again, and first of all, the deck list that Ivan made, provided, played with, and ended up being fourth was around the Ferocious Strike Super Saiyan Son Goku. So first of all, Ivan, of course, congratulations on the fourth place. Hashtag
thank you.
hashtag Luca represent. So Ivan, tell us something first about the leader. So why did you choose to play this leader particularly?
The initial thought was to play the Clash of Fates Son Goku because I like that leader more because it untaps your energy. But the drawback is that he has to awaken on 4 lives. And this leader can awaken on turn 2 with the strategy I use, and the strategy looks really, really basic. And it is basic. So this is literally the deck Bandai wanted us to play when they printed set 10, and to use it at I don't know, like an advanced draft tournament or one of those tournaments that they made where you have to use only set 10 cards. But I found it funny. I played Invoker the weekend earlier, and I bombed because my matchups didn't like me at all. And I found myself defending against a sea of battle cards that I just couldn't kill in defense. And I don't know, Invoker does have a good board wipe, but it has a board wipe on your turn. But to have it actually on your opponent's turn is, to me, it's better. You can keep a really high life total, and you can, if push comes to shove, you can just kill everything that is. I played against the rogue strategy, and that was a Freezer Prison. And because the deck has so many negates, I just couldn't smash him into oblivion until turn 4. I played until turn, I don't know, 6 maybe. And the thing was, I just drained him. Because the point of the deck is hand destruction and board destruction, more like hand disruption, not destruction, and board wipe. But against Freezer Prison, it was funny to actually see him play 2 Kaioken Gokus and attack my leader, taking all of his lives and attack my leader. And after he attacked, the Kaioken Goku cannot be KO'd, but he can be placed in the drop area. So I did exactly that. I took 2 of his Kaiokens and I put them in the drop area. And on the next turn, I won the game.
No,
Uh,
interesting. Yes.
yeah, yeah. The deck was played in a manner that whatever you do on turn 4, you either play a Vegeta Unison or you play the Goku 5-drop. And why I chose the Goku 5-drop and not I don't know, the Maiden engine or anything like that. The Maiden engine has, for me, one particular drawback. If you want to play 2 4-drops, if an opponent has a counterplay that can kill the 4-drop, they're just gone. You used 4 energy for nothing.
Yeah, you're talking
But
about Rabanra from the Maiden
yes,
draft
I'm
boxes.
not, and I'm
Yeah.
not only speaking about Rabbanner. I'm speaking about any other 4-drop that you can play with to save a hopeful future. So a lot of green cards 4-drops do not have deflect. But this deck with his burst abilities and the Goku 4-drop that has deflecting barrier, the only thing that actually is, I don't know, kind of a threat, but more it's more of a bother, is Sen Shenron, because he blanks the 4-drop when he enters play, but you won't attack or anything, you'll just pass the turn after you play him. And then when your opponent starts attacking, if he attacks, you just transform him into the 5-drop and you nuke his board.
Interesting, yeah.
Yeah, the only thing you should be aware of is, I mean, this is all theoretical because I didn't play against the Sen Shenron, but I prepared myself in my mind. You should attack with the 4-drop, keep him in rest mode, and after that, when they attack, you use his effect, play the 5-drop on top of him, kill everything that he has. His auto won't trigger to have the wait. He won't have his auto to punish the opponent with playing battle cards with cost 4 or less, but he will have a whole turn negated. The thing was, I knew that there will be skillless. I knew about the Vajexes. Every Gohan deck plays small battle cards low to the ground. Agent of Destruction has really low cost battle cards. So if you slap this 5-drop Goku on top of it, so basically it's great against everything except blue because of Trunks. But even then, you can actually circumvent it. But just to keep focus on this particular strategy, I used it because you cannot deprive KidQ of his cards in hand because he has a lot of them. You disrupt the hand with the Bardock Unison and the 1-drops that constantly keep recycling themselves. During your third turn, you have 3 open energy, and you literally do not have to do anything except use a Roshi from the drop, take something from your extra cards, and or use a draw ape. The thing is, during the 4th turn, when you board wipe him, every card that he has to put into play, he's punished by discarding 2 cards. And a KidQ player, if he wants to use a Unison effect, he can only give himself plus 5k, not to play 2 other Unisons, because 2 other battle cards, because he will have to discard 4 cards because of it. And the card does not leave play by any skills, not even from your own leader. So Android 8 does nothing to it. And it's pretty easy to defend it, because after you wipe everything your opponent has, the 5-drop will attack your opponent's Unison. If it kills the Unison, or if it does significant damage to it, you finish it with the leader and with your Unison. After that, your opponent will only be able to attack with a Unison and a leader. And they will attack your Goku, because he can die from attacks. But the thing was, you negate 1 attack with a Sparking Negate, it's that 1 damage you will take, and the other attack you will just defend with some super combo or anything like it. And it was fun to play it, because after you slap the Goku, the next line of play is to just use all of your 5 energy to play the Vegeta Unison. If he does not need to do damage, you don't attack with him. Either way, you attack, and after that, you remove him from play and rip 3 cards from your opponent's hand, and then attack with everything else. So in the best of 1 format, where no one can actually, nobody can predict the amount of basic thought I put into it. So this is not one of those draft box ultra expensive decks. It's just a cool strategy I thought about and trying it out against the meta that I know is playing a lot of low to the ground battle cards. So this is the only reason I played it. If I knew that I would play against a lot of invokers, I probably wouldn't do it. But then again, I played against an invoker, and I mean, I lost the match in the end because of shenanigans. But that whole matchup is in your hand. You basically constantly punish your opponent for playing anything, and you know, I'm actually really happy with my decision that I
Okay,
played it.
excellent. Nice to hear this in-depth thought that you have regarding also the matchups and etc. I would talk maybe specifically about a couple of cards in the deck, because I'm seeing the deck for the first time as well. Um, for example, this Android 17. Why did you choose this as maybe a single one-off in the deck? What was
Oh
the
yeah,
thought behind it?
that's the only reason I did not have third haste dispatch dispo.
Okay.
And yeah, you have to recycle the 1-drops. That's one of the options for turn 3
Mm-hmm.
to play it from the drop. And the I mean, not a funny thing. A good thing can happen to you from turn 2 to turn 4. After you establish your unison, and you kill your 1-drop and awaken to untap 1 and draw 1, you don't do anything. You just pass your turn to your opponent. I mean, you attack with your unison and your leader, but other than that, you don't play anything else. You just pass the turn. After that, your opponent will attack you, depending on the matchup, but we're talking about aggro for now. Um, the Dormant Potential Unleashed with discarding a card that you do not need in your hand, either more Unisons or some extra cards or Roshi, you let the first set go through, and then you have a blocker because the Gohan blockers are here because of that. The good thing is that you can also play the Gohan blocker with the Dispo, and when your turn ends, he has his blocker skill. So then you block, and then the next attack your opponent tries to make, you just negate it with a Shocking Death Ball for the greater good. And you're keeping yourself sparing lives and closing out every conceivable next attack until your turn 4, where you can slap the Goku and lock your opponent's board. Start to punish them for actually playing anything. And then on turn 3, if you have a negate in hand, if you have a dormant in hand, depending on what you have in your drop, you just take the Roshi, use his effect, and take whatever piece you have in your drop area, and you just put it back into hand. And you're already ready for your opponent for next turn to do the loop all over again.
Mm-hmm. Gotcha, gotcha. Uh, when you're speaking about Roshi himself, did you maybe find the four of them being too much? Did you maybe even think that switching the ratios between the extra cards and the Roshis would be going into the future a better way to go, or are you actually satisfied with the numbers? For example, with the cells Kamehamehas, with the single for the greater good, and similar ratios.
I would try to put a second for the greater good. And I would try. I would leave the Cells Kamehameha at 3. I like them at 3. And the Roshis, I tried to put 6 of them in the main board for the first time, but someone told me that I have to have only 4. I do not know why. And regarding the Roshis, I believe that for me it's the greatest number. When I had 3, uh, you had some instances when you don't have it in your drop until turn 4, and you need him on turn 3. At least one has to be in your drop. So that's why I put 4. Every other single extra Roshi you draw is an energy or combo power for anything else.
Okay. I did not count the total number of cards, but knowing you, I assume that the deck has 50 cards straight, right?
No, no, no.
Oh.
I went. I made a sacrilege. So the deck has 57 cards. I'm sorry, Kami, for that. I truly am. But at least it doesn't
You
have
burst.
60. Yeah,
I mean,
You
yeah.
burst a lot. You burst a lot, and you need to also protect yourself.
Yeah,
I
I
want to
mean,
ask.
I'm not dumb. DredgeKu should not be played at 50 cards. It's not an aggro
No,
deck,
no, no,
so
no.
it has to have more.
You can't. You can't play. You will just. You will always be missing something.
Yeah, one of the first
I,
versions actually had 54 cards. 53.
yeah.
And it was really good. The version was really consistent. It was awesome. The deck bricked only once during the whole tournament, and it was against Manuel Garcia, the guy who actually took the tournament with the Zamasu. Until turn 7, I couldn't have 5 Bulma Vegetas and Krillins in my drop to use the 4 drop.
Oh my god.
So that was really peculiar, and
It's very annoying.
uh, yeah, I believe. I mean, the match was pretty hard, but I believe I would have a slightly bigger chance of beating him if I bursted accordingly. So that was the only the if I even had it. I don't know how the game state will progress actually, but I didn't even have a chance to actually play my game.
Okay, but taking maybe this into account, would you now consider lowering the deck to maybe the 54 cards that you mentioned, which started as the draft version for this final build that you have?
I don't know. The starting version that had smaller number of cards was the one that had a smaller number of Vegeta unisons, and it did not have a fourth Bulma. And I concluded that I need 4 Bulmas to hit the 2-drop unison every single second turn I ever play. And the thing that can happen when you need to play your Vegeta unison either on turn 4 or 5, and even after you play it, you will have to play it again to remove other cards from your opponent's hand. And I just know that I have to play a playset because sometimes it comes up that you play him for 5 energy, he has 5 counters, but you have to remove your opponent's hands because you somehow predict what he can have in his hand. And then you need that extra unison in hand to put it underneath him just so he can use his effect first and then attack for the double strike crit. So I would just keep the playset either way.
Tell me, how did you? I mean, in terms of protecting your unison, because this is what I'm very, very interested in. Because I want to play the paternal unison, the Bardock, in one of my green strategies. But I was always wondering. I mean, you have the Gohan blocker. I would put 4 of them, and they're amazing. They're free to play. They protect. You have the dormant potentials as negates, in a way. Well, no, actually, it's not a negate, right?
It's not a negate, but it's a counter attack
negate,
to prevent
yeah.
your opponent from attacking you.
Yeah.
But still, your unison will get damaged anyway if the attack progresses. But then, okay, yeah, of course, it stops the rest of the attacks. But what other ways are there to protect the Bardock? I mean, I know that new that green cards that so green 1-drops are coming. There are also blockers that if you have green unison, you draw a card. I think that's what the
Yes.
effect will be. So that's gonna be good. But what other ways did you use to protect your Bardock, basically?
Well, it was literally that you put a Gohan blocker and you defend it with the dormant potential unleashed. I even used the trick where I used Cell's Kamehameha on the Gohan because nobody will combo on the Gohan.
Exactly.
And I rip a card from their hand and play the Power of Legend Son Goku because of it. And then they just kind of get angry and have to. They either attack the unison or the blocker because they want to get rid of it. Because on the next turn you will kill the blocker and remove a card from the hand. And another thing, I do not mind if they put Bardock on 1 counter. If I have the opportunity, depending on the game state, I will use the Frieza Charismatic Villain to actually kill something. But my first priority is to actually defend it with the Dormants and the Shocking Death Balls. After that, I usually use Frieza on my offensive step if they actually try to arrival something or anything like it. So it's more of like like a scalpel board control during my turn. I play a bit atypically. So if I know that they will attack my Bardock and he has 3 counters, I literally don't mind if they want to attack him like the only attack they have. If it's a double striker, yeah, I will probably defend him. But if it's a normal attack, I'll just get it through.
No, it's a very strong. It's a very, very strong unison. I mean, the auto effect alone about kind of disabling your
people forget about it.
Right? Of course,
it's awesome. They start when they have a lower hand size. They try to combo cards from the board, so they're literally doing you a favor. And then you just say no, it goes to the drop, and they're like, oh, and then the hand starts to deplete. So it's fun.
Yeah, that is correct. A lot of people, I for example played Slug this entire weekend, and I mained 2 of the Bardock Unisons, and people really forgot about that auto effect, and that auto effect sometimes came extremely clutch, especially for a deck like Slug, who does not have the defensive capacity as, for example, the DredgeKu leader or any other green archetype engine.
Yeah, DredgeKu has amazing defensive capabilities, and I like it because of that. Will I be continuing playing him? Probably, yeah. In this manner, maybe. But now, I mean, nobody can actually. If your deck is equipped to battle against the Jexes and against the Zamasus of this game, you won't prepare ever for a regular set build of a DredgeKu deck.
I mean,
But
you
there,
have some of the best cards in that deck.
yeah, but
So
I built it to punish the current decks that are trying to be played.
Of course, and I mean, you
Yeah.
built it for that specific format as well. And I know that we have now what's coming up is, I mean, you're going to be part of a probably a bigger event. I know they had a line, and when you registered, there's an additional potential event for top 8
Yeah.
players from each tournament. So let's hope that will be that will be soon, and that, I mean, you'll be one of the representatives from our team for sure. And we have another Croatian guy who's going to be playing. That's so far what we know so far, and for the rest of the players, we have another tournament which is this weekend. So your last chance to get top 8. Mattia, I mean, will be competing, as of course, to get our to try to win our kind of top 8 placement. I think we are both thinking still on what we're going to play. I have a few options. One of my favorite leaders from last year was DredgeKu, so I'll probably play that. But we'll see. I'm also happy that Cardmarket had this opportunity to organize these tournaments during this time, and that even especially you were able to top one of them. That's really awesome. Hopefully, Matty and me will have the same or similar luck this weekend.
We'll see.
You will, or I will, put a damnatio memoria on you. So you have to, either one of you has to place in the top 8. I mean, it's a matter of minutes. I mean,
Excellent. Thank you very much for giving us such praise words, or else.
yes.
Yeah. So with these words, I would just kind of want to wrap up the video. People, hopefully we see you on this week's last Cardmarket event, which is gonna be held for the time being. Uh, the latest news regarding the game itself is that we are having pre-releases for the 11th set starting next week. Uh, Other than that, we keep getting excellent new information regarding future events, etc., etc. People, don't forget to like, subscribe, uh, and any kind of these shenanigans regarding the thumbs up stuff. Comment. Please let us. Yeah, please let us know what you think. For example, about the deck, and other than
maybe
that,
what else would you like to do? What else would you like us to record videos on?
yeah, because we actually have too many ideas, but cannot just make up our minds. So please help us. And until then, people, goodbye.
Bye, guys.